Hi guys! In this video I'll show you how to crochet this granny square tank top. You can adjust the size by increasing or decreasing rows around the granny square. I used about 100 grams of white and 100 grams of black. Check the details in the description. For this project I used a 2.5mm hook. Chain 4 and slip stitch into the first chain to make a circle, then chain 6. While chaining 6, I'm simultaneously weaving in the yarn tail. The chain 6 counts as 1 double crochet and chain 3. Now we'll do 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets, and slip stitch into the chain 6, the third chain of the chain 6. So we will end up with 4 times 3 double crochets with chain 3 in the middle of each one. So it basically becomes a square with 4 corners. After the slip stitch, we will chain 6. And now we'll make into the same chain 3 space 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and into the next chain 3 space, make 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and into the next chain 3 space, make 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Repeat the process into the next chain 3 space. Now chain 1, and into the next chain 3 space, make 2 double crochets, and then slip stitch into the third chain of the chain 6. Now chain 6, and repeat this process. Into every chain 1 space, you will put 3 double crochets, and into every chain 3 space, which is a corner, you will put 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Until you reach the chain 6 from the beginning of the row, where into that chain 3 space you will only put 2 double crochets, and then slip stitch into the third chain. I'm changing colors as you see here every 2 rows, except the last row, which will be only 1 row of black. It's up to you if you want to use this color scheme or if you want to do it differently, but this is how I'm doing it, and I'm carrying the yarn at the back, so I don't cut it after every round. I made a total of 7 rows, and each granny square measures 13 times 13 centimeters. I made 8 granny squares. Now we will start making half a granny square, so a triangle. Chain 4 and slip stitch into the first stitch. Chain 3 and make 2 double crochets into the circle. Chain 2 and make 3 double crochets into the circle. Chain 3, turn your work and make 2 double crochets into that same first stitch. Chain 1 and into the previous chain 2 space, make 3 double crochets. Now chain 2 and make another 3 double crochets in the same chain space. This will be our corner. Chain 1 and make 3 double crochets into the last stitch. This will be the process of our half granny square. Now we will be changing the color. Chain 3 and repeat the process until you have 7 rows. Make 4 triangles. Lay all your pieces down this way, wrong side up, and we're going to be stitching them together. You can stitch or sew the granny squares together any way you prefer. I like to put right sides together and slip stitch through the loops that are touching each other. So through the back loops. I definitely recommend to block your project. Now watch how I flip the project right sides together and tuck the last granny square in. Stitch this part together, and this is how we are going to close our top. Connect your black yarn at the base of the shirt from the right side, chain 2 and do a half double crochet stitch in each stitch around. Just for information, a double crochet stitch that you see equals 2 stitches, not 1. Usually when I crochet, I try to tuck in the loose ends or any yarn tails so I can weave it in while I go, so it can slip out sometimes. Continue your half double crochet round until the first stitch of the current row, and then slip stitch. Chain 2 and do another round of half double crochet in each stitch. Once you reach the end, slip stitch into the first stitch of the current row. Now you can cut your yarn and weave in your yarn tail. Working on the right side, we are going to connect our black yarn right here in the center and single crochet all the way up to the shoulder part and make a long enough chain. To measure yourself, take a tape measure and hold it at the front of your armpit and go over your shoulder to the back of your armpit, and that length should be your length in chains. My length was 28 centimeters, but I took off 1 centimeter just because crochet stretches, so keep that in mind. Then we will single crochet down to the center, back up, redo the chain length, back down to where we started and slip stitch. Make sure the amount of chains is the same on both sides. Now we will single crochet all the way up to the corner. In each stitch, place 1 single crochet, and in each chain space, also 1 single crochet. Now we've reached the top corner, we will start doing the chains. So once you have your chain, make sure it's not twisted, and then we're going to be attaching it to the back panel. Insert the hook back into the loop, and now we are going to single crochet all the way down to the center, then back up, and then we're going to make the same amount of chains until the other side of the panel, and then we're going to attach it as we did in the first one. So now we have the other chain. Make sure that they're the same amount of chains as the previous one, and we're going to attach it. Take the hook out the loop and turn the work around, and then reinsert the hook into the loop to then single crochet down to where we started and slip stitch. So we did a slip stitch, and this was our first round of single crochet. Now we are going to do our second round of single crochet. We're going to do a single crochet in each stitch, and then in each chain we're going to do one single crochet all the way up around all the chain, down, and then back up and back to the start, and then slip stitch. Once we finish the second round, we will cut our yarn. Here I single crocheted up to the chain, so I'm just showing how I single crochet into each chain, one single crochet. Okay, here we got to the front, and now we're going to just single crochet down to the center and then back up and repeat. Here I'm doing my last slip stitch and then cut the yarn. And there we have our shoulder straps. Now the front and back is done, we will turn our work to face the armhole, and we're going to work around the armhole now. Attach your yarn as in the video, and then we're going to single crochet all around the armhole until we reach the same spot back, and then slip stitch. Once you reach the end, make a slip stitch into the first stitch of the current row, and then cut your yarn and weave in your ends. If you prefer the shoulder strap thicker, you can always do another round or two. I prefer it a bit thin, so I kept it this way. We are going to repeat the same thing for the other side. That will be the last step. Afterwards, just weave in your ends. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to create the set, you can always go check out the shorts tutorial.